for What's in Store. I'm News 8's Natalie Kucko, and on this episode, we are featuring Fairy Godmothers of Rochester. For decades, they have been doing so much good in and around Monroe County. They have a brand new location here at Eastview Mall. Let's take a walk inside. So we have made it inside to the former Dick's Sporting Goods location here at Marketplace Mall. It is now the temporary home of Fairy Godmothers of Rochester, such a great nonprofit in our community that has been serving young women and girls for so many years. I am joined now by Executive Director Ami Salzman. Ami, thank you so much for joining us. We are embarking now on prom season for our high schoolers, and it is such a special occasion, and of course these girls need to be dressed. And oftentimes, you know, we find girls in need who really can't make that happen on their own. So your mission is just so fantastic. If you could summarize for us just to begin, you know, what you really strive to accomplish for these girls.
Sure. As you said, it's very tough for girls. Things are so expensive now. And our goal really is to get every girl to the prom, no matter what her financial need might be, no matter what is going on in her life where she has struggles. We're going to let her come in and get beautifully dressed for prom, head to toe, no matter what the barriers might be. And we are dressing, last year we dressed 800 girls from all over Monroe County and beyond. So, you know, there's poverty everywhere. There's need, emotional need. So we like to dress those things. We're really into helping young teenage girls. We want to see them stand tall and be strong and shine. I know.
All in one season, all different districts. It's really amazing. Now, this space here at Dick's, you were in another part of Marketplace Mall. As we know, the closure happened right around Thanksgiving, Christmas time, right? Tell us about
right around the holidays. Yikes. It wasn't easy, but we worked with Wilmorite, we worked with the town of Henrietta, and we've landed here. This space is crazy. It's Dick's Sporting Goods, right? Everyone knows Dick's Sporting Goods. And I thought, how can we possibly transform this into a beautiful salon for young ladies? And we've done it. My crew and I have worked so hard over the last 2 months to transform this space. We're only using a quarter of it, and we'll show you around. But it has everything that we need. It has all the space. And certainly all the love and care that we need to give our young ladies when they come in to see us. So I can walk you through what a young lady will go through when she comes to visit us. It's very exciting. Okay, so she'll come in and she'll be greeted. We'll be sitting right here or standing here, and she'll fill out a little card, and I'll get to introduce myself to her and learn a little bit about her, which is important. We want to make those connections, Natalie. I want her to feel safe and comfortable and seen and kind of loved. I'm going to introduce her to a personal shopper, one of my volunteers. Our volunteers are fabulous. They're not just helping her shop, they're talking about what she likes to wear, what she feels comfortable, what's going on in her life. What does this mean to her to go to prom?
It really is the full treatment.
It is.
It's not just let's pick a dress. It is let's tailor this to your interests and learn about you yourself.
That's what's happening. We have a day this season where a group of young lawyers from GRAWA, the Greater Rochester Lawyers, something, they're all coming. And what I'm hoping happens there, Natalie, is I'm hoping that the lawyers, the young lawyers, start talking to our girls about their careers. We have young nurses that come, and reporters like yourself. It's important for the young ladies to see their potential and to learn about it. So it is not just the dress as the experience.
Yeah.
It isn't.
It's so fostering too, because these girls are juniors, seniors in high school, thinking about the next step, and maybe they don't have all the questions answered. Maybe they need, you know, an extra voice to lend or a different opinion that they may not get in school walls.
Or with mom and dad.
Yeah.
So when they're mentored by, even if it's just for a couple of hours, when they get to know a young woman who's got a path that's maybe compelling, and you see these connections, and by the time she's done, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but by the time they're done together, there are hugs and maybe even an email exchanged and really important wishes for her future.
Building connections.
Yes.
Let's take a look at this floor, because this is what, quadruple the space that you had before?
It is. It is. But it's well, I don't want to call it beautiful. Because it's dark and we were used to a light space, a more feminine space. But I think it rises to make it look a little elevated, a little more sophisticated. We are, unfortunately, the decor is coming in about a half an hour. You've just missed that. But you can see some of these incredible gowns. I actually went to New York City a couple weeks ago. I go every year to the garment district, and I picked out 250 gowns this year.
That is
Spectacular
stunning.
gowns. When you think about a dress like this on a young lady, and she will only have to pay a very tiny fraction, $5 donation if she's got it. It's really crazy. So let's see some of the things I got. Do you mind if I show you some of the things we got?
That's what we want.
You know, you want to meet a girl, whatever her style is. If she's very sophisticated, I mean, these kind of feather things are for some girls and very much not for other girls. And as you're walking with the young lady, she'll say, "Oh, I could never wear that." And if she has no idea, we might say something like, "Well, what colors do you see yourself in, or what's the vibe of the evening?" Because oftentimes they'll think it's not right, but then they put it on and they go, "Wow!"
Transformed.
It happens all the time. So you can see all the different kinds of, you know, we've got, this is a lacy, very sophisticated, very elegant gown. Look at this one. This almost has a Spanish vibe to it. I love that. And it's got pockets.
All different styles, all different tastes,
Yes.
and sizing too. I mean, you go the whole scale.
We do. We size 0 to 30. There's not a girl we can't fit. And that's very important to me. I'd say that's the most important thing to me. You know, you're going to get sizes that we get a lot of donations at, maybe a size 6 or a size 8 or a 10. But then you've got to go the extra mile, and you've got to get the 0s, and you've got to get the 28s and the 26s, because everybody has the right to feel beautiful at prom, right?
Much of this is donation based. So Ami, tell us about, you know, the reliance on the community, right? To, of course, you make your own trips out of your gracious time to go to New York City and find good gowns, but it really is an onus on the community to help pay it forward.
My goodness, we live in such a generous community here in Rochester. I'm overwhelmed at what comes in. And what a smart community we are. We know that a prom dress is worn for a few hours, and then what? You don't rewear it. And so, you know, things that come in that have been worn for just a few hours, it's really, isn't that incredible, the generosity of our community? I never get over it. I'm so grateful. Yay, Rochester. That's what I want to say. Yay, Monroe County.
Let's talk about just the longevity of this organization. I mean, you have been affiliated for years, but you took the director role, what, maybe 4 or 5 years ago?
Yep, so it's been around over 20 years. And it was started in the basement of a church.
Wow.
And because someone had seen a little story on TV about something called Fairy Godmothers, I think it was outside of Philadelphia, and came back to Rochester and said, "We can do this." So I've been with them, I'm going to show you some more dresses. I've been with them about 11 or 12 years at this point. And you know, when COVID hit, it was really scary because we almost shut down. It was hard to imagine what season would look like if there wasn't prom. We didn't know if there would be prom. So we almost shut down, but we didn't. And I asked if I could keep going with it. So that was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of transitions, but so many girls served. And the magic that you've added to this space, I mean, we look up at the ceilings, right?
Yes.
This obviously looks like a Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yes,
I mean,
it does.
people can imagine what used to be here, but you have made this your own.
Thank you for saying that.
You know, to come in and to bring all that you had. And I want to talk too about your trip to New York City, right? And your vision, right, to bring high quality gowns to these girls.
So at the garment district in New York City, it's really kind of incredible, and I've built some relationships with some vendors in New York City. So they know I'm nonprofit. They know these girls are going to pay $5 for a dress. So, you know, what do you do in New York City in the garment district? You kind of haggle and you kind of negotiate, and that's what I do. These just came from New York City. So they know what I'm looking for, and there's generosity even, you know, where I go. It's
You've built a relationship.
I've built. I'm going to show you the seamstress area.
Of course.
But yes, I think that's important to build a relationship. I think it's important for them to know who we are, what we come from.
When girls come in, maybe they're with a parent or guardian, it really is a full process. You're about to take us to the seamstress station, and that's just another part of the agenda, right? So what's that about?
It's so great. So Natalie, you know, dress sizes are weird, and it's not always a perfect fit. And these young ladies don't have the money to go and get an alteration for $100. Why would they? And so we are so fortunate, so blessed to have these unbelievable seamstresses, and look at what they have constructed for themselves this year. It's just such a happy space, isn't it? So we have wonderful seamstresses, and if there are minor alterations, this is where it would happen. And they can get changed in their own little private changing area, and it's all done on site. And it's so lovely to see, and the seamstresses are so supportive of the girls. There's just a real caring approach when they're with the girls. I see it every day. There's a softness, a gentleness about this time with the seamstress.
Is this new to Fairy Godmothers?
No, the seamstress. No. In fact,
when
we used to go to the convention center, they used to line up their sewing machines, like 15 in a row. I remember that years and years ago.
Incredible.
So yeah, everybody's giving their time, and then we've created various types of dressing rooms. It's not enough to have the dressing rooms that Dick's Sporting Goods provides. They have, I think, 8. But you know, when you're dressing 100 girls in a day, you need more than that. So you wouldn't remember this because you're too young, but a Loehmann's. And when we would shop at Loehmann's, you had to go into a large dressing area, and several girls got dressed, people got dressed at the same time. That's what we've created.
So
we created these
space.
3 really beautiful with huge mirrors.
Could we check it out?
Of course. I'm so happy about this. Come on in. So when it's busy, you're not going to get your own private space, but look at these 3 areas that we just kind of put together.
Now, is that store that you mentioned where you got the inspo for something like this, or how did that come about?
When we moved in, we had a lot of help. We had 60 people the day we moved, and we had a lot of husbands and brothers and dads.
Yeah.
And some of the guys said, "Hey, why don't we take?" I don't know what these were, but they were all spread out, and they started moving them, and all of a sudden it was like, oh,
leave it to the guys, right? Who knew?
And they hung these. These are not just. You know, these are so heavy.
Yeah.
They hung them.
Gorgeous mirrors. Perfect.
You need a gorgeous mirror if you're going to go to prom and try on prom dresses, right?
For this location, I mean, the mission is the same, right? To keep everything intact as you've done for 20 years. But what sort of, I'm already getting like a different vibe, you know, in this location. What sorts of changes do you expect for the process for the individual girl?
We have to keep walking because I have to take you to accessories to talk to you about that. How is it different? I feel like we're trying to get a little more elevated and sophisticated with our marketing. I've got a young woman who's in charge of all our marketing now. She's brilliant and fabulous. And Katie's got a vision. She's the one that came up with getting these, I don't know what you call them, these black curtains that are hung, just to block out some of the things that we don't want to see. We've gone through so many of our donations over the years, and you have to pull things out that are tired. These young ladies deserve to have the best styles, the current styles.
I'm glad you mentioned that because for as long as I've been talking with you season after season, you know, these aren't just dresses you put out on the floor and don't look at them again.
Oh, goodness,
You
no.
are routinely going through the trends and what's in style.
They deserve it.
And making sure that, you know, everything is fit in seamlessly.
You know, they deserve it. I used to be a school teacher of high school teacher, and I feel like we owe it to these young ladies to show them that they're really important in the way they feel about themselves, and they deserve what everybody else deserves. But come see our accessories, because this is where it got really fun this year. We started taking shoes a couple of years ago. There's walls of shoes, but
Look at all that space.
But the biggest news was we had this donation, jewelry, of a woman who used to sell online jewelry.
Wow.
And she gave us hundreds of boxes of accessories.
Wow.
And Natalie, you have to see this jewelry. It is to die
I'm excited.
for. It's just perfect for prom.
That's another example too of reliance on the community.
Yes.
There are so many generous estate holders, or I know over the years you've come to know different figures in the community who take it upon themselves to really do something as drastic as that. To bring hundreds of boxes here.
Can you imagine? We're so lucky. What do you think of that jewelry?
The organization here, this is the first thing that stands out to me because I am so type A. Like everything has its place, everything is neat and tidy.
We worked hard.
Wow.
We worked hard. But yeah, it looks like Charming Charlie's used to look, right?
So you've got your tables.
But we've got all, and the styles change. The style of the purses changes. So these are really cute. The smaller, big enough for a cell phone, but not much more.
It really is down to the earrings, the bracelets, everything you can find.
I mean, it's just incredible that we're getting things like this donated to us. I'll show you some of these necklaces that are just insane. No matter what she's into. I love that, by the way. I love the fact that we can address anybody's sense of style.
One thing that I think about is even 5-6 months ago, you and I were talking and we didn't know what the future was going to hold. I mean, do you kind of take a step back while you're setting up to soak it all in?
I'm so relieved. I'm so relieved. It was hard to imagine what it would be and where we would be. I feel really, really grateful. I know we're doing this to help young ladies, but all of my volunteers feel so lucky to come and be part of this.
The manpower, right? You were telling us.
And I need more. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I need more.
Yeah.
So I'll let you put a plug in for that.
For sure. So what are you looking for? I know you've got dozens of people already, but
Yes.
what would your pitch be to the community right now?
If you're looking for something that's a little outside of your box, and if you've got some time to spare, evenings, daytime, weekends, we need all of that help. We have 4 public schools bringing bus loads of girls to us. That's 40 girls. Boy, do we need help. We need daytime help. We need help on Wednesday evenings and Saturday all day. Even if you could just do 1 or 2 shifts, you're going to walk away feeling like you've done a good thing.
One thing I want to clarify here is the sign-up process, right? How do you make sure that these girls are registering appropriately, that they fit the criteria for something like this?
So I wasn't sure if you were talking about the volunteers. So for the volunteers, we have a new system. It's called Sign Up Genius. It's going really smoothly. It's all right there. If you go to our website, there's a link. Click it. Easy to sign up and easy to keep track of when you're registered. So it'll send you reminders, and it's easy for me to watch it too. So Sign Up Genius. The girls, long ago we used to register the girls when we were at the convention center. That's tough. It's tough for a young lady who might have an exam, or she might have to babysit her brother, or she might not get transportation to show up for this kind of an appointment. It's a little out of the way maybe for her. So we decided a couple of years ago to open it up to the entire month of March. It's made a huge difference. It's not just 1 or 2 days. So there's no registration for the girls. And in order to qualify, she has to be a girl with financial need. We don't really say much more than that. You know who you are if you have need. If you're not sure, give me a call. I'll talk to you about it. But if getting to prom was going to be not possible for you because of finance, we're here to help. And we do ask for that donation, but we also dress girls every day here that don't give us the $5, and that's fine. In fact, I met a young lady this morning, and she said to me, because I was at a school, we did a school visit, and she said, I don't have $5. And I said, walk with me for a minute, and we just took a little private walk, and I said, you don't need any money. You come to me. I remember who you are. This is all for you.
It's amazing.
So
it's such a memorable experience, and I have had you tell us that you can remember your own prom experience. Like to many, maybe it's not a big deal, but why did this mission? Why are you holding so true to making sure this occasion is special? I think a lot of times, even in today's day and age, generations change, and maybe prom isn't what it used to be. But why is it important to see this through?
That's such a great question. I think no matter what's going on in the world, a young lady has a right to, and a need, to feel look how my posture changes as I say it, because I used to be a dancer. We need to feel strong. We need to feel like we matter. We need to feel like we're seen. And that's a critical age. That's an age where things can go a little wonky. And so we want to capture them right there and say, you've got this. You can be everything, and we're going to show you. And by the way, when she gets her dress, we have this special area. It's going to be covered with balloons and all kinds of beautiful, sparkly things. We're going to take her picture if she wants that. And she's going to get like a round of hugs and applause, and everyone's going to kind of dote over her and tell her how
Such a special moment.
Not only the volunteers, but the other girls in this space will be saying that to her. So you're seeing a camaraderie with girls who don't know each other. How special is that in this day and age?
And true support.
Yeah, there's a lot of, ugly stuff going on in the world. And when I get to see 100 young ladies supporting each other, saying, you have to try this ring because it's going to be fabulous with your dress. Just try it. And oh, that's perfect. I'm so proud. I'm proud of them in that moment.
Was there ever a moment, and we can keep walking out to the floor just because there's so much to look
I
at,
know.
Was there ever a moment in these last 6 months where you thought, you know what, we're not sure? I mean, the reliance on a space, but just with everything in limbo, did you think, I know that you wanted to see a way through to make this season happen, but did you ever stop to think, I really don't know?
No. I love this way too much. This is a passion project for me. I have a lot of people who are counting on me with this, 75 volunteers, young ladies in this community who need this little thing. They need these little moments. I am all in, and I was going to fight with everything I had, and I will continue to until we get a permanent home in Rochester. There will always be Fairy Godmothers of Rochester, as far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm around.
I love that confidence. I mean, when we spoke 6 months ago, you said, you know what, we are seeing this through. There's come hell or high water, this is going to happen. And if you look at the future after this season, we don't really know if you could stay in this location. That might be great, but you are looking at other options.
We are. Oh gosh, I have to kind of get through this season psychologically, but yes, I'm working very, very hard to get us a permanent home. It's no fun to be in flux. It's no fun to not know where you're going to land, right? It keeps me up at night. So, but I know that with the support that I'm getting around Rochester, the town of Henrietta has been incredible. There are people who work for the city who've been just unbelievably helpful, realtors helping me. We're going to land on our feet. We are going to be open every Wednesday and Saturday in March, starting tomorrow. We've never opened on a Wednesday before, so I hope everybody realizes when we say every Wednesday and Saturday, we meant it. On Wednesdays, we're open 4 to 7. On Saturdays, we're open 10 to 3. In April, we dress a whole bunch of specialty organizations like the Golisano Children's Hospital, Hillside, Hepburn, Villa of Hope. So yeah, we're open on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Come and see us. Come and get a spectacular dress and have a really wonderful time.
We're almost to the end here of the interview, and we've made it back to the front of the space, right? You have these cash registers. Are you going to intend to have people come through?
Yes, we're all set up here, so she'll come up with her dress and all of her accessories. We're going to give her a goodie bag, and I'll pretend to be, and she'll give us back her card that she had. We're going to wrap her dress. We're going to wrap everything she gets. We've got little boxes for her jewelry. I'd probably give her a big hug and send her on her way and tell her to send us pictures, because we love pictures. And we also ask them to always tell their friends about us.
It really is word of mouth, I'm sure, just to get that traction. Ami, final question. What is the most rewarding in this experience for you, would you say? You spent so many years, so many volunteers. What is that wow moment for you? I raised my kids. I was a teacher. And I needed another wonderful chapter in my life. I needed something that felt really important. Teenagers move me. I think they're in a time in their lives where they really need some extra support and some understanding. Not this condescending kind of, but I'm looking at your eyes in my eyes, and I have respect for you, and I honor you, and this is how I'm going to honor you. So. This is what I found, and boy, aren't I lucky, right? And just to see the reaction from the girls, right? There have been emotions running high in here.
The tears, the happy tears. And also the gratitude of the families. I mean, just shock, utter shock on the mom's or grandma's face when she sees that this can all be done under $10 or nothing at all.
It's amazing.
And they help each other. You could have someone behind you in a line, and I'll give her back $2 change, and she'll say, okay, I'm giving that to the next young lady. That happens all the time.
Paying it forward.
It's a beautiful thing we have going on in this space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paying it forward for sure. A lasting legacy here in Monroe County. You're doing such good work. Ami, thank you so much for giving us a behind-the-scenes tour. They kick off prom season tomorrow. That's going to be March 4th and continuing all the way through the month of March. Right?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Ami,
I'm so grateful.
you for what's in store. I'm Natalie Kucko. Thank you for joining us. We are going to have much more information, links to Fairy Godmother's website, Facebook page, social media,
Thanks
all of it
so
on our
much.
website, rochesterfirst.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.